Alrighty guys, hello and welcome back to the show. We have a cast on the cards for you guys today, going down on Adaptive Step Forward. 5v5 game today. Really like this map. It's just aesthetically very pleasing. So let's get right into it. We will call Team 1 up here at the top, Team 2 down here at the bottom. Starting with the northernmost player, we have Somber Fox. He is going Aeon, opening first land to his south. We have Victor Pittick. We'll call him Victor, or Vic. We can call him Vic. Vic Pittick. Going UEF, and he is going first land, working with that Hydro adjacency bonus. Slightly to his north, we have Prugler PDM going Cybran. I'm so very much a fan of these lovely Cybran. Opening first land to his south in, I guess, what would be the air position? Question mark? Actually, I think Prugler is in the air position. We have Master So Deep, also going Cybran, opening first land. Last but not least, for team number 1, we have Ancat005 going UEF, opening first land. Already had to work on that Hydro. We got to catch up, guys. These guys are... It's coming hot and heavy. We have Kite down here at the bottom, first player for team 2, going Seraphim. First Seraphim of the day, I believe. Opening first land. To his west, we have Territorial going Cybran. He is opening first land and what I believe would be the air position on this map. To his north, we have Boba Worry, and he is going UEF, opening first land. Next, and already on his way to the middle, we have the Conqueror. And he is going Seraphim, opened first land. Calm already headed out to the middle. Similarly, his teammate to the north, we have Digron. If I'm pronouncing that correctly. Going UEF, he is opened first land and is going to be going land pretty much the entire game. Okay, guys, so... while these guys are getting kicked off, a couple things that I wanted to chat about real quick. So the Stone Age tournament, I think I'm going to keep it, not have it be an official FAF sanctioned event. There's a lot of things that I have to go through there as far as making sure that it follows a bunch of guidelines. It might be a conflict of interest for me to compete in it as well. So I'm not going to be competing, but I also don't want to be limiting, and I want to make sure that anybody who wants to play can play. So I'm going to be putting together some information on that, when it's going to be, how it's going to be set up, as well as putting together a challenge for it. And I'm going to try and put that down in the link in the description down below. Just general information, when it's going to be, how to sign up, etc. I don't think I'm going to do it live where it'll start one particular day. I think I'm going to try and make this as all-inclusive as possible and spread things out so you guys can play the games, send me the replay IDs, and I'll update the brackets, but we'll have that stretch out over the span of a couple of days just to make sure that nobody has any time conflicts. Let me know what you guys think of that down in the comments below. This is something that a lot of you guys have been asking for and something I'd like to get started on. So we do have a couple of scouts tangling here. Spirit versus Snoop. Apparently the Snoop has higher DPS than the Spirit, or it was just better microed in a better way. Large stream of T1 units here coming out from the Somber Fox himself, abusing that Aeon hover to position themselves kind of on the water and potentially force Digron to have to make a choice on whether or not he wants to go towards the south of that bay or the north. First little calm on calm action here between Boba Worry. Looks like he was able to chase off Master So Deep out of the middle. Talking about reclaim on this map, I've actually installed a couple of UI mods that have come recommended from you guys as far as being able to track reclaim. So the map starts out with 24,000 reclaim on it. Looks like about 6 of that has already been scooped by the various players. Gun speed and range coming in from Master So Deep. That's a pretty early gun upgrade. I wonder how that's treating his power situation. Actually not too bad, because mass is the big time limiting factor there for Master So Deep. But getting an early gun like that definitely can give you a good advantage in the middle whenever you're going com v com, mano a mano. Got Somber Fox is actually taking his commander through this little bay. Aurora is abusing their longer range and the fact that the strikers can't chase, just kind of hovering over the water. Calm is going to emerge, and that's going to force Digron back a little bit. Kind of out there on his own, so that's going to force his Calm back, and then the Somber Fox is going to be able to take over those two mexes as well as the Hydro. Down towards the south, kind of similar situation. Looks like NCAT wasn't quite as aggressive though as Digron was, but either way, Kite is going to be able to secure this corner, at least in the early stages of the game. And Somber Fox is really getting in there with this commander, causing all sorts of pain here for Digron. His commander's still out there on his own, and the Somber Fox is able to just get all of these nice Aeon units over that water to continue cutting Digron off. We're going to have to keep an eye on that one later. Gun upgrade does just now complete though for Master So Deep, so we'll see what his plan is as far as plan of attack. See what his plan as far as plan of attack is. That was a good sentence. I speak English very well. And Digron's Calm has made it back. Somber Fox could pull his commander here and do some pretty good trading. Throws an overcharge in on Digron's commander. He's also just going to reclaim right in front of him. But help is coming in from the Conqueror. And that'll push these Auroras back into the water, as well as the Somber Fox's Calm. Looks like he's pinging, trying to get some help from Victor there. Victor moving his Calm to help kind of stem the tide here. Already up to T2, so he's gone for a very forward T2 land HQ. So we'll expect to see some pillars and mongoose, parashields, all sorts of T2 UEF nastiness coming in. This seems to be where all the action is happening right now, up here in the northern part of the map. These Lobos are going to meet an untimely demise at the hands of Vic. Somber Fox does get to work on a gun speed upgrade though in that bay, and he's getting chased down by the Conqueror. Gun upgrades coming in all over the place for everybody. We've got Prugler, who is in the air position, it looks like. He has dropped these upper plateaus. He's going for a gun upgrade, so wants to get his Calm into the action. Also have a gun upgrade getting assisted for Boba Worry. Great teamwork here. Tiro wins the teammate of the cast award. And the only guy who is not really going with the times here, being Kite, he's going for a T2 upgrade instead. Of course, being a Seraphim commander, able to get a gun upgrade along with the T2 later on, should he so desire. This forward land HQ has actually been leveraged by Vic to pretty good effect, getting a couple of triads here, really sealing off this little pass for team number one. A bit of an air engagement here between interceptors from Somber Fox and the Conqueror. But yeah, you don't want a plane in your backside. Kite pushing forward with what would you call it? Bravado? Is that what you would call it? Or is it vibrato? No. Vibrato is whenever you're singing and you're like, ah, ah. Don't quit my day job, I know. Boba Worry using the gun upgrade, being a royal pain in the backside to Ancat. We got his Tiro coming to help him out as well. So 2 comms versus 1 there. Not a situation you want to be in. Ancat also, I don't believe, yeah, he does not have a gun upgrade. He is cool as a cucumber. Does have a triad back here, giving him a little bit of help. Plasma Cannon goes online as well, but he does not seem to be in very good shape. I think he's going for the water. Kite is also coming in here for team number 2, and decides better of it. Decides not to go to the water. I think that triad is the only thing that is really keeping Boba Worry from tracking him down and taking him out. Master So Deep, though, senses blood. And now it looks like Team 2 is the... Team 2 are now in trouble with their comm, as Boba Warrior's dropping very low, and that is going to be our first ejection from the game. And Cat, let me tell you, this guy, I don't know how low he dropped, but he's at 500 health right now. That dude is cool as a cucumber. I would have been shitting bricks if there were 2 comms and one of them had gun upgrade against my commander. I would be out of there as fast as I could, but did a great job of just maintaining his cool, maintaining his composure, letting his allies get there to help. Great teamwork. And as it stands, Team 2 go down a player, so there's a little bit of a power vacuum here, and Kite or the air player, Territorial, will be the beneficiary of a secondary base. Looks like Kite has already got units and engineers looking to not only plug the hole, but also get some reclaim, get some more mass extractors up. And Kite, I'm not sure if this is somebody else, but looks to be a very well-rated player. So definitely a good, that's going to be concerning for, sorry about all the pausing, but that's going to be concerning for team number 1 having an 1800 like that on 2 bases. I get concerned whenever there's a 1500 against me on 1 base, much less somebody who's better on 2 bases. It does look like Digron didn't want to let this corner go. Pushed up with a series of Lobos. Those will get mopped up by the Auroras. We have torpedo unit launchers here as well. Torpedo launchers will flush Somber Fox out of the water, but I'm not going to be able to do anything against the hovering Auroras, memory serves. And a little bit of a run by here that's going to turn into, well, I don't know. I was going to say mass donation, but Mantis are moving pretty quick, and there's not a whole lot here to stop them. Engineers get to work on a T1 point defense, and that should be the end of that push. Give a little bit of reclaim. And gun range. This upgrade was previously canceled by Digron for Somber Fox, so getting his commander out of the water, upgrading that instead. Digron with a gun upgrade as well. Now moving in against these triads. Does have overcharge available to him, so these point defense should fall. That first one's going to go down. The mobile shield that was protecting them is going to go down. Digron using overcharge to great effect there. Digron is kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. It's like tag team wrestling where you pin one dude, this guy, and then the other one sneaks up behind you and brains you with a folding chair. But he is at T2. See our first pillar for him out on the field, which is definitely good news for him. But he's definitely in kind of a rough position because he doesn't have a whole lot of mass. I think he's only got like 4 or 5 mexes. I think he's only got like 4 mexes to his name. And he's having to deal with both Somber Fox from this corner and across the river, as well as Vic streaming in from that side. So definitely a rough position. I played a position like that last night. I think we just called it the boiling pot position, where your whole goal is to just stay alive for as long as possible. But things have equalized to some extent. We do have Master So Deep was able to push in a little bit and pick up some ground from team number 2 with the demise of Boba Worry. He's using that commander to good effect here in the middle. Taking out T1 units at range. Things going down. Oh, and a Corsair snipe. Attempted Corsair snipe from Prugler. Corsairs, though, basically just being bombers that happen to be able to shoot their missiles horizontally instead of just up and down. And Tatiro should be okay, making a run for the water. He should be able to make it in the water before they get another pass. Interceptors will be able to mop it up as well. So, oof, close shave. Close shave for Territorial. Team 2 almost went down another player there. But good looking out from Kite, getting his interceptors and fortuitous displacement of that pond. Up towards the north, have a little bit of a, well, not a tech mismatch, but nope, actually not a tech mismatch at all. Blazes versus Pillars and Mongoose. And the superior forces, or superior numbers for Somber Fox will be able to bat that away. Let's check in with our air players here real quick. So we got almost the T3 air for Prugler. He did take a pit stop at T2 instead of just going straight T3 rush. Did take a pit stop and got a couple of Corsairs. Built up some power as well, getting a shield generator as well. But no ASF as yet to speak. And then looking at his mirror to Tiro. Tiro's already up at T3, getting to work on his first T3 power generator. So to Tiro, I don't think, or not to Tiro. Oh no, that is to Tiro. The fact that he didn't take that little break to try and get Corsairs benefiting him a little bit in this game right now, allowing him to get to T3 a little bit quicker. But we do have Ravagers online as well. Excuse me, as well as Titans coming in from Victor. So Digron is going to be in trouble potentially. Not a whole lot of units back here to stop these Titans. Somber Fox, I think, just walks down Digron's commander here. We'll see how it plays out. If these guys are coordinating, which I believe they are, this could be Digron's ejection as the Titans lock in. Fortunate rank of veterancy there, but Somber Fox with that shield as well. Really chunky comm. Should probably think about just switching this to snipe priority and just going for it, but decides to let it go. Doesn't feel too great about it. I think he could have gotten him, and I think he would have made it out just fine. But you know, it's easy for us with our eyes in the sky to see everything and know all, see all, hear all, think all, be all. Don't know where I was going with that. More Ravagers coming down from Victor. He's got a nice little band of parashields here as well, just kind of shadowing his engineers and providing some mobile shielding for those Ravagers. Digron still hasn't moved back yet. Somber Fox, very healthy, with that shield at about 3/4 of the way full. These Ravagers, though, are starting to cause some problems. This is probably one of the most depressing things that can happen to you as a player, is getting Ravager creeped. I hate it. I hate it so much. Because you're just like, alright, well, now I guess I lose. I know there are ways to deal with it. I'm just very narrow-minded and kind of a pessimist. So 2 ASF out for Prugler right now versus the 5 or so from Territorial. So Territorial could make a little bit of an air control play here, could bump up some of these interceptors from the other players. And Kite getting a little bit pushed off of this corner here. So not able to hold it with as much tenacity as Somber Fox is holding to his corner. And things just kind of slow down for a little bit here while everybody is teching up. Can use some of my new UI mods. So lots of reclaim here in the middle. Lots up here. Good chunk down here as well. So I don't think that Team 1 or Team 2 have noticed the reclaim that's back here in these little bayous, I guess they would be. Bays. There are incidentally neutral structures back here, defended by a couple of Wagners. There's a radar as well as a burstmaster back there. So all in all, it's kind of hard to take with not a whole lot of benefit because there's a flak back there too. Checking in on eco though. Let's look at what our mass income looks like. So Kite, unsurprisingly, is our chip leader right now, which makes sense because he is on 2 bases. And Team 1 is actually getting the better of the mass right now with 183,000 mass total accrued versus 175,000 for team number 2. Some of that dip is because it took a little while to rebuild Boba Worry's old base. Some of that is, I think, just superior map control. I think we can kind of draw a line of demarcation here. It looks like about 60% of the map is in Team 1's control. Doing a great job of grabbing these points and holding it. These Ravagers are continuing to ravage and have completely destroyed this base here belonging to the Conqueror. Dairon, though, pushing back. Not willing to go quietly into this good night. A few Obsidians, as well as a comm, a really tanky comm from Somber Fox. And I think he will be able to hold this position. Oh, beautiful overcharge, though. Picking up 3 Obsidians. Even still, Dairon's gonna decide to pull back there. And Somber Fox is just gonna follow and just beat the crap out of him from behind. Dairon. I had no idea that the Aeon sniper comm was slightly longer, had a slightly longer range than other gun comms. But Dairon's got problems of his own here. Titans have rolled in and killed, I guess, what was a redundant HQ. And luckily, the Conqueror was able to help him out a little bit. Save his other HQ. Actually, no, we've got a lot of HQ redundancy here. Maybe this guy came over from Steam, where you have to build and upgrade each factory manually, which is a good shout out. If we have anybody here who doesn't understand the game or plays it on Steam or played it 10 years ago and hasn't played it since, you only have to upgrade one factory to T2 HQ, and then you can upgrade these other ones to Tech 2 factories, which are way cheaper. I think it's like a quarter of the cost or something to upgrade a factory to a support factory versus an HQ. So nice little, I would call that a buff to the overall gameplay that the devs at Forged Alliance Forever have worked on and set up. Triad set up. Dairon is looking to set up a little bit more hard position back here. See how long this lasts. Up against pressure from Vix, Titans, and pressure from the Somber Fox's commander. This Ravager creep, man. This is just disgusting. This one is in range of just about everything in that base. If I could actually select things correctly. All right. No time to mess with that. Titans engaging T1 spam. Series of Auroras, Obsidians pushing in from the top. These Ravagers are ravaging. Titans are tightening. The Obsidians are, well, you get the idea. And Dairon is going to lose his forward base. A couple of Triads set up here to help backstop, but he's tech mismatched, he's 2v1'd. That's a hard position to be in, let me tell you. Wanted to do a quick look and make sure that no commanders were dying. This is this is just absolutely disgusting. So, evicted from his forward base. He's now down to 3 mass extractors, which has dropped his eco to 33 per tick. Per second, sorry. Scouts are going out from Kite. And doing an ASF count. Got 18 for Prugler. We go over to Territorial. Have 17. So Prugler has definitely gotten himself back into the game in the air, even with that little pit stop at T2. But this is not good for Diagron. Commander has already evac to the base. I think you count this one. Chalk this one up to a tech mismatch there. That's one player effectively out, unless the Conqueror can help him get back into that side again. That's a lot of Titans, though, to deal with. And there are a couple of Ilshivas in here for the Conqueror, but not enough to deal with the Titans. Ilshis are strong. For whatever reason, that video that I uploaded on Ilshivas did really, really well. You guys obviously like the unit comparison videos, so plan on seeing more of that. One that I really want to do is ASF versus interceptors, mostly just because I want to see for myself. Looking at Team 1's bases, they've been largely unmolested this game, and Team 2 is just gradually getting backed into this corner. So ANCAT is also pushing Kite back on this side. There are point defense here to help hold this line, but things are the effective area that Team 2 controls in this game is slowly constricting, and you can see that's reflected in the mass accrued as well. Team 2 just about to break 300,000 mass. Team 1 almost 50,000 mass ahead of them. They've been able to secure reclaim fields, been able to secure additional mexes. It's really allowed them to get a leg up in this game. So, but it's not over yet. It ain't over till the fat lady sings, as we say, or as Will Smith said. Strats are actually getting amassed up here for Prugler. I wonder if got revenants being prioritized in one of the factories. Wonder if we'll see a snipe on the cards there. He is doing a lot of scouting. Every time I turn around, there's spy planes going in over their bases. And we have an Ethoda that's getting worked on here. Looks like Tatiro was gracious enough to gift over Seraphim technology to allow, or not Seraphim, Cybran technology to allow his Seraphim player access to hives. Which are really helping get that Ethoda up. And that Ethoda is getting close to getting done, but these Titans could ruin that. There are point defense here. There are siege tanks. They're moving in as well as Ilshivas. These Titans, though, quick moving. Aren't there enough point defense to stop these Titans from doing any serious damage? Another couple of point defense get dropped back here, but get promptly brought down. And there's that Ethoda. All right, the push is now over. A Digron with his commander doing what he can as well. Always respect a guy who, even though a game doesn't go great for him and he might get evicted from his base really early, he does what he can to try and help. But, oh no, he's gonna go down. And you don't want to go, don't run towards Tatiro's air grid. That's gonna be Digron out of the game. Scalped by Victor. And is now 5-3. But the Athoda on the field for team number 2 is a game changer. And looking at team 1, I don't see any experimental production. Well, a GC is getting started, but not being heavily prioritized, and is only just about 10% of the way done. So that Athoda has free reign basically to do whatever it wants. Air battle ensues here. Looks like Prugler gets a really good turn initially and is able to mop up Tiro's forces. I don't know. They're getting confused kind of by the interceptors, and that's allowing Tiro's, even though they're more insignificant numbers of ASF, trade relatively evenly. And this is going to be, I think, kind of a wash, where both players just decide to bug out, save the aircraft, and go home. The Thoda is engaging Percival's though now on the bottom side of the map, so what Titans started, ANCAT is hoping Percival's can finish, but not going to be able to take out an Athoda with only 4 of them. And where is he going to send that Athoda? He could use it to clear out this bottom side, but he might not be able to hold it for super long. He could just walk it straight in and try and take out ANCAT. The strats are also on the move for Prugler. So got 2 strats up there looking to potentially make a move. They don't really have air control, so we'll see what he decides to do with those strats. Revenants have their stealth activated, so are able to be a little bit more irritating in the way that they don't show up on radar, harder to track them. And it looks like that Athoda is gonna waddle his way down south. Such weird looking legs. Those don't look like they should work. He's also kind of wearing ice skates. So he kind of walks and slides. Moves in though. Got a couple of hero triads here that are busy writing letters to their loved ones because they will not be returning home from the front, as a torrent of electricity or plasma or whatever it is that the aliens fire comes raining in on it. But that corner is effectively wiped. It does have a nice little contingent of mobile shield generators as well as lightning tanks and a couple of offhams. And we have a Janus run incoming. Going to be carpet bombing this middle section. Going to be taking out that mass extractor. Not going to be able to get that one though. They should get mopped up pretty quickly by interceptors, AA, etc. Might be a little optimistic, but ANCAT sees what's coming here. Is getting to work on stingers to do what he can. Tiro though is shadowing Kite's Athoda with ASF, and he does have a good number of lightning tanks in there though, so we're gonna need a little bit more than stingers to bring that down. Do send a bunch of Janus as well as Corsairs in there, and these lightning tanks, they're really strong anti-air, and none of those stingers are going to make it back once the Gemini get in on them. I thought he was going to turn me into a liar there, but now it's time to leave. Maybe it's a pretty good turn, and Prugler does not have his stealth activated, but he has a lot more ASF. Strats coming in over the top. This is a great place if you want to do an air battle right over these lightning tanks. Which seem to have better things to shoot at other than the sky. Silly lightning tanks. That Ethoda is still looking very healthy. Even after taking a couple of strat runs. So Deep finishes, I believe, a Monkey Lord. Yeah, I thought I saw that earlier. That Monkey Lord is not going to trade well with the Ethoda, but it'll do something. But this air control that Prugler has gotten here is going to allow them to kind of slowly whittle down the Ethoda as long as they keep the ASFs in range. But we got ANCAT out here with his commander kind of on his own here. I think that they could just walk the Ethoda in and win, but maybe not worth it giving that mass over to team number one whenever you're already hard pressed to use all the mass that you possibly can. How did you get here? Little Percival all out in his own here. Looks like he took out a couple of mexes on the way. Territorial needs to rebuild that initial one though that he lost during Operation Broken Arrow. We got a lot of demolishers. By a lot, I mean 5. As well as, I think I saw Aeon artillery over here as well. I'm just not seeing it. I'm just not oh, it's a miasma. It's not mobile. It's miasma. That is laying into the Conqueror's position here. And I don't know how much he can actually do about it. We just have a little contingent of units down here, but nothing able to take on a force like that. So he might be forced to evacuate that position here pretty quickly. As we look back at our experimentals still posturing with each other. The Ethoda on about 58,000 HP. Monkey Lord is as of yet unmolested. Still getting a lot of Corsairs out from So Deep. Masta So Deep. And another air battle, maybe? Looks like Tatiro is not in a good spot to fight air right now. Needs to get everything on ASF production, try and get some air control back into this game, and then potentially blow things wide open. But these demolishers, shield drops, more shells coming in. That's gonna claim shield generator. Another one is getting completed right now. Shield might blink on just in time to catch that sniper bolt. Whoops, my mouse glitched out there for a second. Another air fight that doesn't exactly go Team 2's way. The lightning tanks have decided to get involved though this time. You throw a couple of bolts out and able to take out a couple of not interceptors, ASF, but Brugler's still maintaining air control. And these Harbingers are out kind of in the middle of nowhere here. A couple of them get picked off. Now we've got a contingent of bricks that are now escorting this Monkey Lord. Everybody's getting kind of their elite guard here of units. Somber Fox did finish that GC. We saw him working on about 5, 6, 7 minutes ago, and is now moving his GC. But a nuke is now being launched by Kite out of that missile launcher right there, on its way to Prugler's base. Is there any SMD? There is an SMD here for So Deep, but it's not loaded. And I'm not seeing anything else that's going to stop this nuke. And oh no, Victor, not a good place to put your comm. And that will connect. Team number 1 lose their first player of the game. Victor just walking through Prugler's base, just, you know, seeing some sights, listening to some music, and then a wild nuke appears. And team number 2 are able to strike back now, even though we are still seeing the mass deficit widen. Team number 1 on 140,000 mass more accrued. Feels like a lot of that mass though is going into like quantum gateways or support commanders, things like that, whereas I feel like team number 1, just because they've had to throw all of their eco into experimentals and just staying alive. You can tell by the way I walk once, man. I don't know how that song goes. I'm gonna sing songy mood tonight, apparently. Somber Fox, though, pushing with an initial Vanguard followed up by a Galactic Colossus. There are Volthus out, and Somber Fox actually has Swift Winds of his own to tangle with the Volthus, as well as offer a little bit of help here to Prugler, who Prugler is going to needs to be very careful about how he uses his ASFs right now, because any ASF that he loses, like all of them right here, he is not going to be able to replace for a while. So this is a great opportunity for team number 2 to get back into this fight. That being said, though, Kite did build an experimental unit. It was a Soul Ripper. We've got the Bug locking in on the Galactic Colossus, but the Conqueror is in trouble, getting hit by Obsidians and soon to be a GC, and that GC is looking very, very healthy. That Soul Ripper is laying into it, but see if he can. Conqueror's got to get himself around that mountain, and Somber Fox needs to focus on the Commander here. Commander has been locked in on, and that is going to be Conqueror's ejection from the game. All right. Team number 1 hitting back. Not willing to just take that sitting down. This Ithoda, while all this has been going on over on this side of the map, we can go to split screen. Well, actually, the action's over. Noob caster, I apologize. This GC is going to continue doing damage to Territorial's base, but it should go down from the Soul Ripper. It's just a matter of how much damage can it actually do before it goes down. It's a nice pick on a T3 power generator there. HQ, though, as yet unaffected. What does Territorial's power situation look like? Okay, he built a lot of extra power. That was good. Good for him. And his commander was right there too. Alrighty, shifting things over to Kite's neck of the woods. Got an Ithoda marching its way forward, taking out a couple of bricks. Monkey Lord, that formerly belonged to So Deep, is dead right there. And now we've got another nuke coming out from Kite. This one, I believe, is headed for... Saw a flicker up here. See where it actually ends up going. Nope, not up there. He's gonna try and skirt that Guardian right there, and it looks like he's gonna be able to do it, and that is gonna land on Somber Fox. Somber Fox so close to getting an SMD done. That SMD was like 99% loaded. That's heartbreaking. All right, this Ithoda is now, I believe, resigned to its fate. It will fall here. Same with these siege tanks. And Cat is now getting hit by this Soul Ripper. So there is little to no air help coming in from his teammates. So Deep is trying to scramble to get some ASF, some Gemini in the air, but Ancat losing health pretty quickly. Shield does blink back on. Don't want to leave that shield. Don't want to leave that shield at all. Kite looking, I think, to drop it on him. but not going to be able to line it up perfectly. We'll take a couple of T3 engineers, though, on his way out. And ANCAT saved by the bell and by his teammates. Meanwhile, just a lot happening in this game. I'm trying to keep up, guys. Sorry. A lot happening in this game. We got Territorial landing his forces in Sodeep's base. Not ideal. Down at the bottom, we have Harbingers pushing on Territorial's main base. And Territorial has put together a ton of Cerberus turrets to laser down any units that dare step foot in their firing arc. And now we have an Awasa out. Okay, Kite is doing work here. All right, so first Awasa of the game. And he's just gonna massage those bombs until Sodeep as well as potentially Prugler are done. And there's nothing I think that their team can do about it. No ASF. I don't know why they're not trying to build T3 air, but another bomb away. Shield does blink on. That's going to be it for a lot of that base. 4 T3 factories, 2 T3 power generators. They're scrambling to get more shields up to cover themselves. This Awasa just comes in, drops a bomb, goes back over here, rinse and repeat. And it is getting in range of some of these flares, but not quite enough of them, and he keeps doing a really good job of just moving them just out of range. Meanwhile, we do have some whalers, so some Tech 3 heavy gunships out from the Cybran side, causing some additional damage. And this game has really turned on its head now, where even though map control is still pretty firmly in Team 1's control, Team 2 just has the superior technology to really put the hurt on this Awasa, man. It just goes back here, parks, reloads, comes back out. That's so disgusting. It's so disgusting. He's gonna head for Somber Fox's base now. It's right on the edge, turns around. It's gonna be a lot of civilian casualties there. That is, this has gotta be one of the, I think, best Awasa usage I think I've ever seen. Coming in for another run. Drops the bomb. Hangs it right. Gets out of there. There's a megalith on the way for Sodeep, though. I feel like Sodeep should be spending his mass on some Myrmidons. How's this? We got another one. It's done. It's just hanging out. This nuke launcher is halfway done. So we're gonna have 2 Awasas now. And Sodeep is gonna lose a bunch of factories yet again. I believe those were the same factories that were killed initially. Now we have the, where's the other ass washer? There it is. Taking its time, taking its time. Another bomb away. Energy storage, mexes. A factory. I really feel like if he just used these support commanders to build T3AA, he could deal with this. As of now, he's just kind of letting it happen. Now we have another Awasa coming in. First one might go down, maybe? Getting very close, down to 3k HP. Now I think he's just styling on him now. ANCAT was working on a Duke. Awasa's gonna go back up there, park, regain some HP. But don't worry, the second one is here to deal with the rest of ANCAT's base. Oh my gosh. This one up here just continuing to go back to its happy place up here in the corner of the map. Another nuke coming out from Kite. That one's just going straight in. And, okay, it looks like Sodi and Ancat see the writing on the wall there. See that nuke is headed their way. There is nothing that they can do to stop it. So they bow out. That leaves Prugler and Somber Fox. Somber Fox has parked his commander up here in the northern pond. And nuke does, I think, get shot down, actually. Yeah, oh yeah, nuke got shot down, so Prugler did have a nuke defense back there. Okay, so Awasa number 2 is going to deal with that base. Awasa number 1 is coming in for Prugler's commander. Boom. Defeated by Kite. Now there is but one. But one remaining. Does Kite know where he is? No, he doesn't know where he is. But we'll see if, I would imagine spy planes are going to go over in short order. They'll figure it out pretty quickly. But what an incredible comeback for Team 2. Even still, even with the fact that they have been running rampant on Team 1's bases for probably the last 5 or 6 minutes, they still have not accrued as much mass. So just an example of, it's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean, you know? Not how much mass you have, it's how you use it. That applies to all walks of life, ladies and gentlemen. Pings are coming out from Somber Fox. So I think they know where he is. Sending the third Awasa. Yeah, just go ahead and kick a man while he's down. Take his lunch money. Just ground firing over the comm. I think that's a bug. I think Guile was talking about that in one of his Phantom casts, where there's no Awasa animation if it goes over water. Just kind of interesting. Missed on that one. But another Athota coming in. So the Awasas will get there eventually. That shield regenerates really fast, though. The Awasas can't do enough damage fast enough for the shield to regen. Oh, there we go. Now it did some structural damage to the commander. I think he's having power problems. Can't keep the shield on. Yeah. Alrighty, Thoda coming in. Awasas are going to take a little break from harassing the commander and go harass some poor defenseless engineers instead. There we go. Boom. Somber Fox been eliminated. Alrighty, guys. We're gonna call that one there. Thank you guys so much for watching. What a cool comeback, I think, from Team 2. Just being able to identify what they needed, where they needed it, how to use it appropriately, etc. You can see even with Somber Fox not even having like very many mass extractors and power stalling at the end. Even though they had effectively 2 guys on eco, they still didn't catch up on the mass accrued. So very well done by team number 2. If you guys like this, leave a like down in the bottom. If you guys want to see more like this, there's a lot of other content that I have on my channel outside of just casts. I know a lot of you guys really like the casts, but there's also analysis, there's some tutorials, there's my ladder matches, as well as a couple of my custom games as well. So yeah, subscribe, hang out a bit. We have a pretty good community. Last thing would be the Discord server down at the bottom. Actually, second to last thing, sorry. Discord server down at the bottom. If you guys want to join myself and the other guys that watch my channel that I play with, I'm usually on about 3 to 4 nights a week. Sometimes my wife plays as well, which is always fun. We had actually some really good games last night. But If you guys want to join, the link to the fam Discord or our clan's Discord is down in the description below. And then lastly, check the description down below if you are interested in participating in the Stone Age tournament. I'm going to put together a challenge on that, and we'll probably have a dedicated Discord, or probably have a dedicated channel on either the FAF client or Discord, and we'll work through how to actually operationalize that. So I'll put together all of the instructions and information on that. That is it for tonight, guys. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.